How's it going, everybody? I'm here with Ryen Vilmont, Franklin Pierce, class of 16, a dear friend of mine. Ryen, it's good to have you here today. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me with you, bro. I'm excited.
Here we go. So, Ryen, just tell me a little bit about where you're from, how tall you are, and what you do.
I'm from Philadelphia, but I moved to Hamden when I was about 17. I'm about 6'5", and I play basketball.
What position do you play?
I play small forward.
Oh, very nice. And how would you describe your game?
Well, I shoot a lot of threes. And I play defense.
All threes, all the time, and when you can knock them down like Ryen Vilmont, why not?
So you're a three-point shooter and a defensive stopper.
Yeah.
More or less.
More or less.
How did you start playing basketball? Or when did you start?
I started playing basketball when I was about 5 or 6. Growing up in Philly, Allen Iverson was big there, so I watched the Sixers for the first time, and then I wanted to play basketball after that.
In high school, you ended up going to Hamden High, but
Yeah.
before that you said you were in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So tell me about that transition, what it was like for you being a kid from Philly coming to Connecticut for the first time.
Pretty difficult at first, you know, being in a new place, meeting a lot of new people, but it ended up being what was best for me, so it ended up being real good. I played basketball, and then I got a scholarship to college, so it worked out.
How'd you do? How did the team do?
I did good. I averaged about 21 points a game, and
Wow.
my team was, I think, 15-10. We started like 2-7 or 2-6, and
Whoa.
then we won a lot of games after that.
And then at Franklin Pierce, tell me about that transition, going from a high school standout to playing at the high Division II level.
It was pretty good, actually. The coach really wanted me to go, and then I ended up starting all 4 years, so it was really good for me, and ended up making basketball a big part of my life.
Yeah.
Connecticut, that's where I basically became like a man, I'd say.
Yeah.
And then I learned how to play with men when I moved here.
And so while at Franklin Pierce, I know you were a standout on the basketball court, but what did you end up majoring in while you were in college?
I majored in sports and recreation management when I was there, and I minored in computer technology.
Vilmont all day to pick his spot, and he drops it down yet again.
And so after Franklin Pierce, top 5 scorer in the school's history, had a great season for the 4 years you were there, 20 plus more wins. What did you decide on doing?
I went to Australia to play basketball there.
Wow. And what team did you play for in Australia?
I played for the Diamond Valley Eagles in Melbourne.
Melbourne. How was that? That must have been a crazy experience going from America to down under. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it was a very good experience. It was good because a lot of people there, they speak English,
Right.
First language there, so it was pretty easy transition.
Did you miss home being away in Australia?
Yeah, I definitely did. I missed a lot of my friends and family when I was there. I called them a lot on WhatsApp, and I was able to keep in touch a lot, so that was good.
How does the international game differ from basketball here in the United States?
It's actually pretty different. We don't practice as much,
Sure.
So it's not like we don't get as much probably team chemistry as we could get.
Right.
But I feel like they're really big on moving the ball and playing defense.
So what do you think is like the best and worst part of playing professional basketball? What do you love? What do you hate or dislike about the job?
The best part about it is being able to live out your dream. You're the star, so you get the ball a lot. You have to perform basically to do well, and then I think the only bad thing about playing overseas is when you lose, the American gets all the blame,
Sure.
and then no matter how anybody else on your team was playing, you know, it's always your fault. So
Right.
it's always that's a pretty tough thing, not having the whole team be able to take it on as a whole. But
Of course.
it is what it is. It's different over there, different culture.
Definitely. And so you've been playing with RespeCT for the last 3 or 4 weeks. We've been having
Yeah.
pickup, and you know, how do you think that's been going, and what are you looking forward to with this program and this group of guys?
Respect is really good. There's a lot of great players, a lot of overseas players, former overseas players, and college players that play. So it's a lot of really good competition. Every game is close, and then it gets really competitive, especially when one team starts winning a lot. People really want to beat them. So it's definitely a good experience. I hope that we can help out some kids in the future with this, and
Sure.
help maybe people get noticed, get into school, stuff like that. It'll be good. So.
What would you say to someone who asks you about Connecticut basketball? Because there's always, you know, people talking about New York basketball, New Jersey basketball, but no one seems to be talking about Connecticut. Why do you think that is, and what would you tell people if they asked you about the competition level here in CT?
Well, Connecticut is kind of small in comparison to New York or Jersey or Pennsylvania, something like that. So I would just say if you can play, you'll get noticed. At least that's what I've seen. I've seen a lot of players get noticed. You know, they're originally from Connecticut, and then you can go to college wherever. So as long as you can play, then you'll get noticed wherever you are.
No question. And for the generation of basketball players in Connecticut growing up, what's some piece of advice that you would give them on, you know, their career or trying to pursue basketball full time?
I would just tell them to find a good balance with school and basketball, and then to just practice, work on your game, and be the best you can be, live with the results. The biggest thing I would take away from basketball was just keep grinding. You know, just because you're down doesn't mean you stop playing. You know, you can always change the game, just like you can always change the game of life.
Sure.
You can always turn things around in your life, just like you can always turn things around in the game. So that's the biggest takeaway that I get from basketball. So.
Last thing, do you want to shout out anyone or thank anybody in your life? Go for it.
Thank my mom, my dad, all my siblings, my brothers and sisters, and thank my grandma who just passed away. So for everything they taught me and for being with me. So
no question. There you go. You heard it here first. Ryen Vilmont, Franklin Pierce Class of 2016. This is RespeCT TV. I'm Brandon Sherrod. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys later.